Do you know how far you hit the golf ball? If you don't, TrackMan has a new feature called Map My Bag. By far, hands down, one of my favorite things that they've added to TrackMan, because now you've always been, well, let me back up. You've always been able to find your yardages, but you weren't able to store them in a fast way of finding them. And there wasn't a system of finding your yardages. Now they have a step-by-step process for finding your yardages, and the best part is it's all sent to the TrackMan app where you can view your yardages at any time. What's even better is now you can set the elevation no matter where you are. Here in Lubbock, Texas, we're at 3,200 feet. If you go to Houston, it's at 0, it's at sea level. You can change that elevation so that your numbers reflect where you are. And they've even added temperatures. As the weather changes, as it goes from hot, it goes from summer to winter, you can adjust the temperature. Now you get the most accurate yardages in the palm of your hand. Let's dive into some of its features in the process of finding your yardages. Here we go. First, you're gonna head on over to Practice. You're gonna go to Map My Bag. You're gonna hit Continue, hit Start. Make sure you have the stock altitude set to wherever you're located, then hit Start. The first place it's going to take you is a warm-up station. I'm going to go ahead and skip that for time's sake, but you can hit shots right here to get loosened up before it actually starts capturing your yardages. But I'm going to go ahead and click Done. Okay, on the left is all my clubs I have in my bag. When you go to the app and you select your clubs and you log in with your TrackMan app, then you're going to see that your profile only shows the clubs that are physically in your bag. Now, as you can see, I've already mapped some of my clubs. I haven't mapped these two yet, but I've already mapped some of mine. What you can see right here is on the left is your carry and on the right is your total. And over here on the right, you can see your gaps, which I think is incredible. So if you have some weird gaps in between your clubs, then you can see those gaps right here. If you feel like they're off or they're not supposed to be that far, then maybe you need to get your clubs adjusted. But I think that's incredible when trying to figure out, do I have the appropriate gapping within my irons, or if there's something off with my irons. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remap my 9-iron so you can see how that process works. I'm gonna click 9-iron, I'm gonna go to remap club, and it's gonna have me hit 6 shots. Here we go. I wanted to pause the video for a moment, and I wanna ask you a big question. Are you struggling with consistency? Are you wanting to shave 5 to 10 shots off your game? If any of those answers are yes, then I want you to watch my free video series on the 3 most common flaws I see wrecking your consistency. In this series, there's 4 days of videos where each day I show you a swing flaw that's the most common, that's killing your consistency, and I show you how to fix it. And when you fix these flaws, that consistency will improve, your golf swing will improve, and your scores will drop because you're gonna get rid of the things that are causing the biggest problems in your golf swing. The link for that is down below if you wanna check it out. It's completely free. I just wanna give that to you because I really wanna invest in your ability to get better. Let's get back into the video. All right, as you can see in the bottom left, you can see my average carry, which is averaging all the shots. I've only hit 1, obviously, but at the bottom left, you can see, let me step out of the frame here. At the bottom left, you can see the carry and the total, and then on the mini map on the right, you can see where the ball landed. You can change any of the data points on those tiles if you're wanting to see specific data. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit my next 5 shots, and then I'll show you what happens at the end, so stay tuned. If you hit a really bad shot like that one, like that's not typical, and I really don't want that one in my average because that was a particularly bad shot, you can delete it. And how you delete that is you literally just click this little trash can and you delete it. Now, I don't suggest you delete all your not perfect shots. I don't think that's a good idea because that's not realistic to the golf course. But if you hit an exceptionally poor shot, which that was, I lost almost 15, 20 yards of distance. I mean, I hit that way off the heel. That's not a decent or good shot. That was a really poor shot. You don't want the really poor shots in your average. You want your decent and your good shots in there. Now once you finish, at the bottom left, it's going to say sufficiently mapped. That means you're good. If you want to adjust or delete any shots, you can, but it's letting you know you have enough shots for it to be mapped in the Map My Bag function. Now before I switch to the next club, I want to mention a couple things about this. When you play a golf course on the simulator, they've added a new feature called Virtual Caddy, and now it'll show your yardages at the bottom where your clubs are on the screen, and it'll give you a recommendation of what club to play. And those yardages auto adjust to the elevation of that golf course, and the temperature is set at automatically at 70 degrees. So if your temperature is a little higher, there might be a little difference in that carry number. Keep that in mind, but it sets its stock at 70, but then it sets it to the elevation of that golf course, and it auto adjusts those numbers so you don't have to do the math. I think that is incredible. Something even better is the dispersion of your shots also get overlaid onto the mini map, which I think is incredible for learning how to score and seeing, okay, where can I aim that 80 to 90% of your shots will hit the green. I'll make another video on that, on showing you how the Virtual Caddy works on the golf course. But for this video, we're just going to talk about Map My Bag. I did want to mention those features because I think it's important you do the Map My Bag function so that number one, you have your yardages in your hand, in your phone. And then number two, when you're playing virtual golf courses on the TrackMan, it gives you that Virtual Caddy feature when you're playing the Virtual Golf 3 courses only. And I have to make sure to mention that it's only the VG3 courses you'll see that on, none of the regular VG courses. Okay, let's hit one more club. I want to show you how to switch clubs. Switch clubs, all you have to do is select Change Club, and then you can switch to any of the other clubs in your bag. So I'll go ahead and switch to 4-iron, and now I'm going to go ahead and map my 4-iron. There's an example of a shot I needed to delete. I towed it and I hooked it and then maybe slightly chunked it. That was not a good shot. All right, once you finish, especially if it's your first time of mapping the club, you'll see it says sufficiently mapped on the screen just like that. As you can see, this is an incredible mode for finding your yardages. Whether you're wanting to have these yardages for indoor when you play on the simulator, or whether or not you're actually on the golf course. And having the ability to change the elevation and the temperature to match your current location is incredible. And for it to be in the palm of your hand wherever you go is incredible. Remember, they also added the Virtual Caddy and the Virtual Golf on the simulator, which I think is incredible, and it just makes the experience even better. Come on into Texas Wedge and come give this a shot. It's really gonna make a difference in you being able to score better on the golf course and knowing how far your golf balls go. We'll see you next time. Peace.